Welcome to my allotment, plot 3 in North Warwickshire. This is my root bed, and I've prepared this bit here for my turnips. They're just about ready to go out now. I just need that little bit of extra room. We're in the brassica cage, and I've just put a few plants out now just to harden off before I decide which ones I'm going to plant or which ones to give my father up at his allotment. The radishes have just come through, and I've planted another row here. Just keep them covered until they show. I planted these lettuce last week, and if you haven't seen these before, they're recycled street lamps. Keeps the slugs out, keeps the moisture in. I put coffee grounds around the outside. Then we've got the top of a yoghurt pot. Basically, when I water down the side, it doesn't wash the plant away, and also another deterrent for the slugs. So we've got a few growing here, and they weren't bothered about the frost that we had in the early hours of Sunday morning. That's my comfrey. It's just coming through nicely, and this is the mint that I've put in the top half of a dustbin. It's never done any good in the red recycling box that I had it in before, so we'll see how it does this time. We'll go into the polytunnel and have a look at the beetroot. It's looking really well. I've had to cover the potatoes. 2 or 3 bags were showing through. Covered them up for last night's frost. That was the early hours of Sunday the 10th of April. There are the French beans. 2 boxes. And underneath I've got 4 boxes of runner beans. Ideal in those plastic trays. They don't get disturbed as they grow. Beetroot, that won't be long before I fire that into the ground. Second sowing of salad onions. More lettuce. Brussels sprouts. First sowing of salad onions. Now the leeks aren't doing as well in the cardboard rolls, not like they are in the plastic bucket as most people sow them. So I might be able to salvage a few, but as you can see there's a few bits growing in that. I'd already set another load of leeks, and they're just coming through now. There's a few cabbages there that are a little bit slow, that are staying in the tunnel. And those 4 boxes are ready to receive the parsnips, which are chitting away in the grow room. Most of the stuff's out there, as you perhaps see. Got down to 1.5 without any heat last night, and we were looking at temperatures of at -2. Just a quick look at the tomatoes. Some marrows, the ones I saved out of one that went rotten. And the peas at the back. I've prepared that bed. Won't be long before they're going in. Now we've got rid of this last lot of cold spell. So just to the left of the door as you walk in, I've put a few bits in the tunnel. A bit of a mixture of each, just to see how well they do, to see whether I've got club root in here, and then there's some lettuce at the front. As you can see, I've put plenty of coffee grounds down, and I've left the slugs a nice drop of Boddingtons, and as far as I'm aware there's no slugs been in. That's the greyhound, kale, there's a red cabbage there. Looks like I've got 2 of those. Tried a Brussels sprout, cauliflower to the just there, and then that's some broccoli. I've put my water jugs in. They're the tops of the fruit juice bottles. They're probably in too far, but I just push that into the ground. The soil clogs the end up. Just fill them up, and it's just a way of giving the plants a little bit more water. But as you could imagine, when all those grow, you don't know actually where the water's going. So hopefully it worked last year. Well, it worked too well last year on the gourds, because half of them rotted off because I'd watered them too much. Lesson learned. You just may be able to see in the middle of the picture my fish. They're out of my pond at home. I don't think they're last year's fry. They're probably 2 years old. There's a black one which will change colour eventually, but I've netted this up to stop predators fishing them out, and I haven't actually seen any frogs at the moment. I will change this eventually to make it more nature friendly. It's a little bit too stony. Just a little update. Things are changing, things are moving on quite quickly, but it's having the time to do it. I was called out this morning to some person who decided to plant their vehicle in a lamp column. So I've been stuck with that most of the day. Take care, my friends. Please subscribe, and I love the comments. Happy growing. You thought I'd gone then, didn't you? Just like to give a shout out to 50 Shades of Green and Ryan and John's Allotment. I think it's Ramblings, but they both comment regularly on my channel. But Ryan and John, the production on that now for their videos is really good, so pay them a visit. Happy growing.